Hello, my name is Hanna Selman, and my pronouns are she, her, and I am a graduate student at Texas Women's University in Denton, Texas. As an artist, I use visual art as my main form of communication, as I assume you do too. Through this unique form of communicating, we have a valuable opportunity to speak to our audience in an impactful and lasting way. Something important to us at the Texas Women's University is that we use our powerful voices to speak on social justice and its goal toward working toward a common good, a fair and equitable society for all. While we do this in our department by creating works about social justice, we also accomplish this goal by creating a community of creatives that empowers students to embrace their unique and personal voice in the visual arts, while supporting diversity and inclusion. For this specific workshop, I want to talk to you about the parts of social justice that is more personal and less about the universal, and that is allowing yourself to be vulnerable and authentic about who you are through your artwork. Art is all about self-expression, and I know that we hear that all the time, but what does it really mean? Well, it means that sometimes there are elements that make us who we are that we aren't yet comfortable sharing openly with the world through verbatim spoken word. And visual art gives us a platform to express these parts of ourselves. This self-expression and authentic freedom is vitally important to our LGBTQ plus community. LGBTQ plus is an acronym for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and plus, which represents the many other identities such as intersex, asexual, or ally. These are terms that describe someone's sexual orientation or gender identity, with ally being a person who advocates for the rights of all LGBTQ plus people. Art allows everyone, regardless of who you are and how you identify, a form of self-discovery and introspection that you are in full control over. I have titled my workshop, Being a Whistleblower. For this project, I want to take on ideas of social justice on a universal and a personal level. Universally, being a whistleblower can mean speaking up when you see someone not being treated fairly. But individually, this can also mean making noise about who you are and showcasing what is special and unique about you. So, for this workshop, we are going to be creating art about making noise for others and for ourselves. When we are loud about what makes us unique and different, it can help validate our feelings and show others that it's okay and safe to embrace who you are. There are a lot of moments in life when we can be made to feel left out or excluded. I know that everyone has felt this way at some point in their life, but what we don't realize is that these are the moments that help shape us into the person that we become. They give us an idea of the individual traits about ourselves that we want to be more loud about, and they show us an example of how we can be a whistleblower in the future to help others make sure that they don't feel left out like we did. An unfortunate reality is that members of the LGBTQ plus community can feel left out and unrepresented in many situations every single day. Which is wild because literally every single person on the planet can be part of the LGBTQ plus community. That little plus means so many things. So even if ally is the only part of the LGBTQ plus community that you identify with, you can help make noise about advocacy, equity, and inclusivity for everyone. For this workshop, we are going to be making whistles and decorating them with traits that make us who we are. I have found that my artistic voice is best spoken through clay. So I'm going to be making a ceramic whistle, which is often called an ocarina. But many artists find their voice through drawing, painting, or sculpture. I am also incredibly fortunate to have access to the amazing facilities at TWU, like their ceramic studio, and many people might not have the availability to that medium like I do. So, interpret this concept to the medium that you are most comfortable with, and I will provide examples of me translating my ceramic whistle to a digital drawing as well. Before we start anything, I want to begin this piece by thinking of some characteristics of myself that I am proud to say have made me who I am today. It might help if you wrote these down or made little sketches that symbolize them. The first thing that came to my mind is the impact constantly moving homes had on making me who I am. I moved over 20 times before the age of 18. And if anything can make you feel left out, it's being in a new place and not knowing anyone. So I knew I wanted to incorporate many of these places into my whistle, particularly the ones that had the biggest impact on making me who I am. I thought that the best way to do this would be through maps of the different regions. So I brought those into Procreate on my iPad. I've always found that humans are a lot like a collage or an array of patchworks. None of us can be fully understood with just one trait. So, I wanted to cover the surface of my whistle with patches overlapping one another. I also included the pansexual flag as color inspiration for my digital drawing. Now, we're going to get started on making our whistle, or in my case, whistles. I'm not going to demonstrate the intricacies of how to make a ceramic whistle in this video because I know not everyone will be doing this project in ceramic. But I will be providing a link to a video that does a splendid job of explaining how to make one. I will, however, be showing process pictures of both my digital whistle and my ceramic one. I began by making the base form of my whistle in Tinkercad and in clay. I did my digital design by hand because I wanted a big, round, globe-like form on my whistle, but if you're looking for a 3D rendered whistle, you can also find many on thingiverse.com. Then I set my ceramic whistle aside to dry and focused on my digital drawing. I began my digital whistle with a program called Sculptra on my iPad, so I could smooth it out. I also decided during this time to change its material to gold. I then added some markings to make the patches look a little more realistic, and then I brought a rendered image into Procreate. I gave each patch a unique color and pattern. I then added a map from earlier to 5 of the patches and gave my whistle a background. Now, the body of my whistle is capturing who I am, but I wanted to create a visual depiction of the sound I would want my whistle to make. I wanted it to embody the things I myself would want to be loud about. So, I added this wave of rainbow light, symbolizing the flag of the LGBTQ plus community. And on that wave, I wrote, "Making noise for individuality, equity, and inclusion." After finishing my 2D whistle, I redirected back to my ceramic one. It had hardened enough to start etching into, so I added my patches and I painted them green and carved my maps into them. Ceramic whistles have holes in them to add different pitches to the sound that they make. I gave mine only 2 holes because I wanted them to represent 2 times in my life when I was made to feel particularly isolated. I made their corresponding maps align with the exact locations. During these times, I learned so much about myself, and I grew stronger from it. I learned to persevere and to reach out for help if I ever needed it. And now, these 2 points on my whistle that represented times of hardship are what add diversity to my noise and make it beautiful. So if it weren't for those moments, I wouldn't be who I am, so I knew I had to include them. After I glazed my ocarina, it looked like this, and it sounds like this. Now, my two pieces are ready to be shared with the world. But first, I'd like to take a moment to look at two incredible artists who use their visual voice to embrace individuality and embodiment of what it is to be a whistleblower. Craig Hinshaw's pronouns are he, him. He lives in Flint, Michigan. Craig created a type of whistle called a water whistle. He made these to raise awareness and make noise for change in Flint, Michigan regarding the ongoing water crisis that started there in 2013. Another artist making noise for their work is Cher Musico. Cher's pronouns are she, her, they. She is an autistic Filipinx American interdisciplinary artist and an MFA candidate in studio art right here at Texas Women's University. She created this piece titled Trans Lives 2019 to give a face to the names of trans and gender nonconforming people that were killed in the U.S. in just the year of 2019. We would love to see or hear your creations and hear your unique voice. So please send us an image of your whistle piece and we will open this up for critique. If you had fun with this and wanted to join a community of diverse and inclusive artists, come tour the visual art department at Texas Women's University. Here, you'll find creatives of all sorts, accessible facilities such as fabrication labs and kilns, and courses in an array of mediums including digital fabrication and ceramics, and many, many more. We hope to see you soon and stay awesome! Thank you! This is also the link for the YouTube tutorial on how to make an ocarina and the lovely artists who helped design the background images for my slideshow. Have a beautiful day!